That's fine.
I might could, but I've got to finish a bit of testing tomorrow, so I might not be on for.
Righty, everyone.
I'll be
Welcome
on
to
for
another-
a good minute at least.
Welcome to another live stream on the Backwards Redneck TV channel. So today we're going to be continuing to cover the Kyle Rittenhouse case. First up, they are, I believe, there right now. I have the video pulled up of cross-examination of the one survivor who survived being shot by Kyle Rittenhouse, and I'm going to also be playing into the supposed gun inspector that is trying to talk about guns, but knows nothing about guns in that manner. So we will be talking about that. And I also have two other people here with me too.
I'm the comedian. I hate the ATF.
I also hate the ATF, and I'm also a comedian.
Okay, so is this going to go from Rittenhouse case to what is your favorite gun, and should we abolish the ATF and classify it as a terrorist organization?
It potentially
happen
could.
here?
That's Thursday's plan, I thought.
Yeah, that's Thursday's.
Oh, Thursday, got it.
Yeah, well, it is Thursday. All right, so
Next Thursday.
let's get in to the video.
That would be smart.
Oh shit, Cody just joined. Oh, Cody, what's up?
Mickey Mouse. What's up?
What's up?
All right, Cody, welcome. Actually, we're going to be covering the Kyle Rittenhouse case today, the continuation of it. Whenever they cross.
Shit, I got lied to. I thought I was coming here to smoke pot. I got lied to.
Cody,
Hey man, you might want to not mention that on live, man.
Oh shit. Got.
Ah, shucks.
The NSA is coming for you now.
Yeah.
Look at my name. My name's Al Capone. It's all good.
Yeah, he's good.
Oh, okay, got it. My name's Gun Jesus for a reason. I hate the ATF.
So,
Nice.
Are
You know
y'all-
what? Just
I
for
got
that,
that high point for your sins.
are y'all ready
I
to?
got you, fam.
Are y'all ready to biasly go into this and listen to what the guy's saying?
Hang on.
Hey, have you guys seen that part of? Have you guys seen the part of the Rittenhouse case where he's actually played Call of
Bro,
Duty?
Gun Jesus gets his own rule, my guy. I gave him the Gun Jesus rule. I legit just make Gun Jesus his own rule.
All right.
Yeah, I'm ready to mostly peacefully argue about this.
All right. So
That.
while on the video, because I'm gonna play it in parts. We're gonna go to the part of where they're talking about how he was standing whenever the surviving guy got shot with his gun in hand, and we're gonna go over that because I myself, I don't know if any of you. I have gun training from my brother. He's an ex-U.S. Marine, so I know a lot of how they're trained and how they are trained to pull a weapon and to get into a defensive shooting position.
Wait, I forgot
I've
to
been
mute.
through
Fuck.
the age of 3, so I've definitely got comments on this case.
What's going on? I don't even know what the case is about, other than a kid shot up.
Okay, so here, I'll give you a basic rundown of the case. A kid went to Kenosha, Wisconsin to defend his father's property because his father lived in Kenosha, Wisconsin. And basically what actually happened was he got split up from his group and started getting attacked, so he retreated back to his father's property, and a guy jumped him, came from behind him. He didn't see him, and in a last-ditch effort, he discharged 4 rounds into the guy, killing him, and then continued to run looking for police, and the guy who survived ran up to him while recording saying, "Yo, who'd you shoot? Who just got shot?" And you can hear him say, "I'm going to look for the police." And from there, people continued to attack him. Someone came up from behind him, hit him in the back of the head with a brick, causing him to get lightheaded and stumble, and continued forward, and people started to surround around him while he was on the ground, and he had to last-ditch effort again to shoot his gun and kill one other person and harm the other one, which we were about to see here.
Well, I mean,
So
okay.
the first guy that got shot, the first guy that got shot is Mr. Rosenbaum, who was a pedophile and a convicted felon.
Yeah.
The second guy is also a convicted felon. His name is Grosskreutz, who is the survivor. He pointed a Glock at Kyle, and Kyle shot him in the upper right bicep. Great shot, by the way.
Hold on.
Go from lower ready on the ground
Corbin.
to up in less than a second and nail him directly in the arm. That's some good shooting.
I'm currently live
Alright,
on YouTube
well,
right now.
It's
You're
not
missing
like
it.
This kid's innocent.
We're covering the Kyle
And-
Rittenhouse case.
The most innocent part about it that you made it sound like when they hit him with the brick, made him lightheaded and he
Okay.
fell and he shot his gun. That's not his fault. That's those people's fault because they clearly saw him carrying a gun
Okay.
and they still decided to knock him out.
Yeah, he hit him with
Text me.
Zeminski or whatever his name was. I think it was Zeminski. Came up.
That's exactly
him
like.
I think he hit him with a skateboard, but it could have been a brick.
Yeah, Mr.
Well,
Zeminski
May I
came up.
just
Mr.
point out-
Zeminski came up while he was on the ground and hit him with
Hit
a
him with
skateboard.
something, and Kyle just whipped around and shot him.
May
Well,
I just point out that maybe carrying a gun around a bunch of very violent people is not a great idea. I understand why he was there, but you also got to have some sort of foresight there, you know.
But
Yeah.
like the guy that was chasing him, you also have to have the sight to realize that if you actively see someone has a rifle like that, no, who in the right mind is going to actively sit there and be like, "Oh, I want to chase this kid or I want to try to attack them"?
Insane, angry people.
You know what sounds fun? I hate. I'm gonna chase you while you have a rifle. That'll show them. Hey, look, I got shot 4 times. Murderer.
Here's my
Exactly.
question. Back in 2011, a SWAT officer got into a stick up with someone because this guy was robbing a bank. Well, this guy took a hostage and put a gun to this guy's head. So this SWAT officer had the drop on him and decided to tase him in the back. What happened? From the taser, reaction of his finger pulled the trigger and killed the hostage.
Yeah.
So that's basically basic knowledge from back then. You hit someone with something, their basic knowledge is going to pull the trigger.
Yeah, if anyone has a gun in
They're not
hand, that's how it's going to go. Because I can tell from my experience of shooting guns and basically taught my brother the way that people are trained in the military. They're trained that if you have someone that is actively hitting you, to try any way, shape, or form to get your gun around and shoot them. And you can see Kyle Rittenhouse do that in many videos while he is on the ground. You can see him swerving the gun around, trying to get to the people that are hitting him. And to the one person, I believe it was the second person he killed.
You can see that he only hits the people that are active threats to him. Grosskreutz ran up to him with his hands up originally. Kyle ended him, told him to get back, and didn't shoot. Grosskreutz goes for his Glock. Kyle shoots him.
Yeah, you can even.
What murderer would go, "Hey, get back, or I'm going to shoot you"? A murderer shoots somebody. It doesn't give them a warning.
Exactly. You can see clearly in the video of whenever I don't know all these guys' names formally, but you can see whenever the guy that had the pistol on him, you can see whenever he pulls it, he is pulling it in a style that is normal with how people draw a pistol. They draw it up, out, and go for a straight motion. You can see
he aims at him, and in his testimony, he admits that he was scared for his life, and he was willing to shoot Kyle.
And even his roommate sat there and said that after the fact, when he was in the hospital, the guy said, "My only regret is I did not shoot and empty my mag into him."
Yeah, he said that his only regret is that he didn't kill him.
Exactly, and that's what I'm pissed about, because people aren't going to realize that Kyle was there for a strict reason. He was there to basically roll as a medic and firefighter. That's why he had a fire extinguisher and a med kit on him. The gun was as protection.
Okay, so 2 things. Tell me why a medic, after getting shot in the upper right bicep, isn't patching up his wound or like giving it a temporary fix. He's screaming, "Medic, help me!"
Because I can.
Who was screaming that?
The one guy who is a apparent self-proclaimed medic, as he called Kyle Rittenhouse, he claimed himself to be a medic.
Well,
and after getting shot in the bicep,
see, with like cops and that, when they get shot in the shoulder, they don't hurry up and stop to look at their wound. That adrenaline kicks in, and they think of something else.
Well, they already have adrenaline rushing because adrenaline is just something that happens in a stressful situation.
Watch anything involving police. Talk to cops. They get shot. They
fall back to
neutralize
cover.
the immediate threat, and then they treat their wound.
Or if they have more officers, they will fall back to cover behind a patrol car or something that is big enough or strong enough to deflect a bullet or stop a bullet. And they
in other news,
you're not going to be going around screaming, "I need a doctor! I just got shot in the arm!" Oh wait.
In other news, you hear that they finally confirmed the remains they found was that Brian Laundrie guy?
What?
That guy that killed that girl, Gabby Duran.
I haven't been following that case.
Yeah.
Don't know anything about it.
Well, he killed.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not even thinking straight right now.
Yeah. And then that Astro fucking incident.
Astro World.
So
And I'll put it out here.
All right.
I don't like Travis Scott.
y'all can see my screen right now. Y'all can see my screen right now from the Discord share, right?
Yeah, I can see it.
All right, so we're gonna play the video here. So for right now, please keep silent so we can actually hear what is being said.
I'm a comment as
asked
it
him who
goes.
was shot, and then him saying, "I'm going to the police," which we know after the fact, and then saying, "I didn't do anything."
So it's your testimony today that you heard. Now, to be fair, your first interview that you signed, you said that he told you, "I'm working with the police," right? Right?
That is what I thought I heard in the moment. Yes.
Okay, so you weren't telling the correct statement, correct?
Can you?
Yeah, you said that Mr. Rittenhouse lied to you.
Yes.
Your initial statement to the police was, "He told me I'm working with the police." You know that's not true.
After the fact, yes.
Okay, so what is on tape is he said, "I'm going to the police," right?
Yes.
You're not saying that's not true.
No, I'm not.
Nothing else.
Okay, so after that one, they were playing multiple video clips of the same thing of when the first guy ran up to him and he was going, "Who'd you shoot? Who just got shot?" "I'm going to the police." They were using what they were using was indistinguishable fucking mumbles from Kyle to say, "Oh, he said he didn't shoot anyone," when you can clearly hear him say one thing, and that's, "I'm going to the police."
I'm going to the cops. I just shot somebody.
Yeah.
Here's my question: How old was Kyle?
Kyle at the time was 17. He is now 18.
So he's our age then.
Was that rifle legally acquired or?
The rifle was legally acquired. I believe it was
It
gifted.
was family's rifle.
Yeah.
He was charged with a misdemeanor possession of a firearm, but that could be dropped since Wisconsin has a firearm carry age of 17.
Yeah.
Do they have the wasn't he carrying an automatic?
No.
He was not
Semi.
carrying an automatic.
That's a semi-auto.
Okay, to get an automatic here in the U.S., you have to go through multiple things of paperwork. You have to be of age 21. You have to
And you have to have a
pass a
license.
federal background check in order to get your Class 3 FFL. Once you do that, then you can get an automatic.
And don't you have to have a license?
Yes, you do. You have to get your Class 3 federal firearms license.
Isn't it like $10,000?
It's like a $200 signing fee.
Yeah.
Nah, that ain't bad.
But you can hear that there were mumbles that no one could make out. So the prosecutor was playing that off as, "Oh, he's saying I didn't shoot anyone," when no one can even hear what they were saying. Either that or it's just the quality of the recording equipment that they have recording.
I've seen the original video of whenever Gross Scoots ran up on him. "Who did you just shoot? You shot somebody? What happened?" Kyle goes, "I'm going to the police," and mumbles. He never said anything about, "I didn't shoot anybody. I'm going to the cops. I'm working with the cops." He just said, "I'm going to the police.
Yeah.
I just shot somebody. I'm going to the police."
That's literally all that
You
was
shot
said.
somebody who you shoot. "I'm going to the police."
Why do these guys attack him in that again?
Okay, so
Because he was carrying a rifle and he was trying to protect the business that they were currently rioting at.
yeah.
Rosenbaum attacked Kyle because Kyle took a fire extinguisher and extinguished a dumpster fire.
Yeah, Rosenbaum pushing around a dumpster that had a dumpster fire in it after previously had been antagonizing and getting physical with other people that were in the same location and basically threatening, saying, "If I catch any of you alone, I'm going to kill you." He caught Kyle Rittenhouse alone from behind, and Kyle Rittenhouse, I believe, was there whenever Rosenbaum said, "If I catch any of you alone, I'm going to kill you." So right then and there, that's reasonable cause for if that guy does come up from behind you in a running manner while having a gun on you to turn around and pop off rounds to dispatch that target.
Threw something at Kyle and then grabbed his rifle.
Yeah.
From Kyle's testimony, threw something at Kyle, grabbed his rifle, So Kyle used every opportunity possible to not have to shoot him, but eventually he had to.
Yeah, he was cornered.
Tell me this: what person shoots somebody, then runs to the police and said, "Hey, I just shot somebody in self-defense. I need you guys to take me." When he runs up to the police line, you can see in the video, he's got his rifle lowered because he's wearing a sling. He's got it lowered on his chest. Whenever he sees the cops, he moves it to his back so that way he's showing us not a threat.
Yeah,
Who
and then he puts his hands
what
up.
good murderer would run up to the cops, say, "I just shot somebody," and then move their rifle away to seem like they're not a threat?
Exactly.
So he turned himself in.
Yeah.
He tried to, and the police ignored him. And apparently, the police said, "Get back, or I'm going to pepper spray you."
From
Did
what
he
I
get
were
his
they
kill streak
riding?
or no?
why were they rioting?
It was rioting.
Jacob Blake. I
It
believe
was
that's
because
the kid's
it
name.
was after Floyd, and after George Floyd got killed, they were protesting.
There
rioting
was another
at
one that
point.
was killed
They
there
were-
too. Jacob Blake, I believe that's what his name was. They were rioting there.
Yeah, I think that's the main reason that it was in Kenosha.
Yeah.
Yeah, but did he get his kill streak?
I don't think
Yeah, but he
got
got that UAV up.
Yeah, that's why the drone footage was there. He needed to see all his tanks.
Exactly.
Dude, why didn't I think about that?
Oh, and then you can even hear the survivor going, "Oh, look at these boob
He must
boys.
have
Go
had
home,
one.
medic. No
He
one needs you here."
He got an assist. He either got an assist or he has hard line because he only killed 2 of them.
You guys seen the part of the interview where they ask him if he plays Call of Duty?
No.
Wait, that's an
They're
actual-
trying to use it against him. They're like,
Oh my
what
God.
exactly is
You're
Call
a
of Duty?
killer. You're a murderer.
They're trying to use video games.
I think
now.
the case should go like they ask him which social media he uses, and depending on the answer, he either gets life or the death sentence. Like if he answers
You're-
Reddit or
you're
Twitter,
going-
that's
you're
death sentence.
Twitter, you're going to firing squad. Get over there, boy.
Yep. Reddit is the gallows.
Reddit?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
so
no,
I'm gonna go ahead and
that's
put you in
too
the
that's
electric
too easy.
chair. What social media platform do you use? Oh, I use 4chan. Oh, okay, so you're a psychopath. We're gonna go ahead and bring you to lethal injection over there.
I have a question.
Here's a padded room.
Who the fuck made their Discord username their phone number in this group?
Yeah.
The fuck?
What?
Yeah, I don't know.
Who
Who,
has their phone number?
Yeah, I'm gonna change their name real quick.
I
Okay,
asked in the
so-
group who it was.
I love this quote. You miss 100% of the pedophiles you don't shoot. Kyle Rittenhouse, probably.
Brendan Herrera.
You miss
Let's
100%
go,
of the pedophiles
Brandon.
you don't shoot.
Finish the AK-50.
Bro, AK-50 comes out. I'm not going to afford it, but I'm going to one.
I'm going to want an AK-50 once it comes out.
Bro, AK-50 comes out. I'm buying a bunch of slap rounds.
Hey, what's
go
up,
Kentucky
Anywhere, Austin?
K-
Someone just
Kentucky
joined the
Ballistics
server.
V2.
That's me. I've been in the call.
Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck? It just said you joined the server. That
All right,
makes no sense.
we're gonna continue watching it.
Yeah.
You missed it, Johnson.
All right, so in this intermission, they're gonna call in a gun investigator, basically someone who does work on guns and works with guns.
Oh, dear God. This guy's a joke.
Not gonna lie, I almost accidentally server muted you.
It's a woman.
He's one of those types of people that say the barrel shroud is the stock thing that goes up.
Oh no, it's a woman, and you're gonna hear some pretty ridiculous shit.
Oh, dear God, man. Did you see that one girl in California banning barrel shrouds, and Tucker Carlson went on and said, "So your new bill allows for banning barrel shrouds. What is a barrel shroud? Can you please explain that to me?" And she goes, "It's just it's the shoulder thing that goes up." Even funnier.
So you
it's
see
just-
here, we got an automatic rifle 50.
yes,
Like she
automatic
literally-
rifle 15.
I forget who-
It is the
Her name's
ghost gun.
Heather
It's
Williams.
The child core. Even worse, if you press the infinite ammo button, it gives you all the cheat codes from GTA San Andreas.
Her name's Heather Williams.
Bro, did you know if you steal a car in real life like GTA 5, you will get arrested for Grand Theft Auto? Wow. Mind blowing.
Somebody's mic is echoing so hard.
It's one of y'all.
It's
Because I hear myself talk.
it's mine because it's a built-in headset.
Or
Okay,
it's
well, the built-in headset. Go ahead and turn off third-party audio. So that way you can still hear us over your laptop, but we can't.
Here, I got an idea. What if I just server mute them over the fucking stream?
Yeah, we'll hear him over the stream.
He got server. No, I'm kidding. I'll server mute him.
God damn it! All right. Just listen to this. Listen to this bit. Listen to this bit about the guns.
I like turtles.
Could you please state your name and spell it for the benefit of the court reporter?
First name is Heather, Heather. Last name is Williams,
Heather.
W-I-L-I-A-M-S.
My name is Heather. Get it right?
And where are you employed?
The Wisconsin State Crime Laboratory, located in Milwaukee.
And what is your current position at the crime laboratory in Milwaukee?
I am a firearms and toolmark examiner.
Bullshit. The only
And
firearm she ever
How long have you been employed with the Wisconsin State Crime Lab as a firearms toolmark examiner?
A little over 5.5 years.
And what does that mean?
I assemble high point examiner.
As
Bruh,
a firearms
she ain't no
toolmark
gun expert.
examiner,
You look like
I
our local
conduct
drug
examinations
dealer.
of
Hold
firearms
up.
and
Just let her talk.
firearms-related evidence, such as fired cartridge cases and fired bullets.
And is there any specialized education or training that you have done pertaining to your job as a firearms or toolmark examiner?
Yes, I first hold a Bachelor's of Science degree in Law Enforcement and Justice Administration with a minor in Forensic Science that included a 525-hour internship at the DuPage County Forensic Science Center. I also completed the Wisconsin State Crime Laboratory Firearms and Toolmark Examiner Training Program. It's an apprentice-type training program, much like an electrician or a plumber, where you get both hands-on and classroom-like instruction.
And what exactly is firearms identification?
Yo,
What?
Cody, mute your mic.
Man.
Yeah, I forgot to mute it. That's my bad.
Firearms identification is the comparison analysis of fired evidence, compares bullets to barrels and cartridge cases to firearms.
And what process is used when examining a firearm that is submitted to your section?
One of the first tasks that we perform when a firearm is submitted to the firearms section is called a function test. The purpose of the function test is to first make sure that the firearm is a functional firearm and that is also safe to test fire. During that function test, I'll check the condition of the firearm along with all safeties that are associated with that firearm.
And what do you do next with when examining that firearm?
Once I've determined that that firearm is safe to test fire, I will test fire the firearm. This is done to make sure that the firearm is working properly in the way that the manufacturer intended for it to work. And also instances in which we have fired evidence, those test fired bullets and cartridge cases that are produced.
You're telling me she shoots the gun and cleans it. Wow, what an expert.
Or were not fired in the submitted firearm.
Could you stop that for a second?
Yeah. I was trying to let it.
The entire thing that she just went over there was how she works with cartridges and how she test fires weapons and then cleans them to factory issue.
Yeah.
You literally maintain firearms. You're not an expert. Shut up. Get off.
Exactly. What I'm trying to get to here is the point where she's talking about the how they determine what bullet was fired. Okay. On the magazine, I don't know if this is standard across every magazine because I know certain magazines are interchangeable and it should have like 300 blackout, 308, like all that on the bottom. Because I know some of the ones that my brothers use have that. So on the bottom of the magazine, it should say what rounds it is compatible with. What you want to then do is you want to make sure that those rounds are compatible with the receiver you should have on the side of your gun. It should be stamped what it takes. You do not want to overpressure, otherwise you can risk having a malfunction and blowing up the receiver or overpressuring the receiver, causing it to explode. Because 223 and 556 have the same.
I don't have any 223, but 224 will be fine. It'll be fine.
Yeah, 224 will be fine.
Words.
Quick so you know, Mason, I made my PC account, Cody YGT, own it rank real quick so I can do some stuff.
All right.
So my thing is with my AR mags. I have stay mags, which is the type of mags that Kyle had. It's those standard steel mags, 30 round capacity, low cap, mid cap, whatever. On the bottom of them, like you said, it has what type of ammunition type it feeds, and on the upper receiver, it tells you what ammunition type it takes. The thing is, to see how many rounds were fired, you take the original capacity, compare that with the video evidence of how many rounds were fired, and you can see what the original capacity was, and if the amount of shots fired that were heard were in fact fired. Then you've been removed or shot, and they haven't been confirmed or have been tampered with. That's a problem.
Exactly.
If
Either that or
there's
I know a lot of
holes in a body, and we've confirmed that he only shot 7 times and didn't miss, then there shouldn't be 13 rounds missing.
And here's something that I know that the military does whenever, I don't know if it's like something that they just do in general, but I know that military does it, and certain police forces will do it also. They'll also do powder testing with certain rifles that are used in, say, war crimes or something that is done on base that wasn't supposed to happen. So what they will do is they will then take another rifle that has been cleaned to the fucking bone to make sure there is no residue left over from a fired weapon. And they will fire through that weapon until they have a roundabout guess of how many rounds were fired. So they will fire 30 rounds, compare it to the powder residue that is left over after firing 30 rounds to what was fired from the one gun. And then they will fire 15 rounds. And if it is still more than that, they will continue to step it down by 1 round until it either matches and or is close enough that they can make a roundabout guess on how many rounds were fired. So
right.
Next in this, she's going to talk about how they determine what round was fired from it. And that's what we were just talking about, that it should have a feed, it should have a ammo type that it feeds, and the receiver should have an ammo type that it chambers. So we're going to continue.
Okay, so Kyle's rifle, from what I've heard, is 223 Wild.
Motorcycle drivers have some huge balls.
5.56 45 and 223 Winchester.
Yeah.
So if say a 308 or a 338 or a 300 blackout or 9mm was fired out of that rifle, that's not the rifle that was used.
Exactly.
Or if it's a different type of rifle, they should probably be comparing the serial number that was recorded on Kyle's report that they have to do to tell government agencies what firearms they have. And if it's not required in the state of Wisconsin, then they need to find out the serial number from the original rifle that should be marked on evidence. And if it doesn't match the one that was shown at the trial, that's a problem.
Yeah, it needs to be. It should have. They should have showed that the serial number matches from the record purchase date, from the time that they got the rifle to now. And if it didn't match, then that's clearly tampering with evidence, which then voids the case. He gets off innocent because they were tampering with evidence.
Well, that's the thing.
This might crash the server. This might crash the Discord.
So mistrial by prejudice ends the case.
Yep.
And Kyle's charges are either dropped or he will remain in a sort of limbo until somebody else takes up his case. And that could take years.
Mm-hmm.
And so if that was to happen, Kyle would likely have his charges dropped and the prosecution would be fired. Mistrial with prejudice. They would probably be fired, and they'd have to change judges, they'd have to change jury, they'd have to change prosecution, and the defense would definitely have that on their record for the next case that the prosecution tried to intentionally in their trial. So I don't really want a mistrial by prosecution, because then it's going to take forever for Kyle to be proven innocent.
Yeah.
That could also mean prosecution could be changed, and they could spend years getting a good prosecution that will be able to convince this, who, in all honesty, will probably side with the prosecution, because who hasn't heard of this case before? Who hasn't seen it on the news? If you watch the news, you've definitely heard about this. from the original shooting, that he was a monster, white supremacist, even though none of this is true. And none of this pertains to the case. They're already putting out their own biases. They're
Yeah.
already putting out their own stories before the case even starts. Everyone that enters that courtroom who has heard about that case is now biased. They now have that image, that mentality put in the back of their brain, and now they can't escape it because they know it's going to be there. They know that they're going to be constantly thinking about that in the middle of. They're going to have that idea of all of these things that has been said negatively about Kyle and about the defense in general. And they're going to have that in their mindset. And it's going to be very, very difficult to find an unbiased jury because everyone's already heard about it.
Yeah.
Everyone's already heard he's an awful person.
Public perception has a lot to do with the verdict.
What was that?
Public perception has a lot to do with the verdict.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's why whenever I seen I believe it was ABC covering, it was either ABC or MSNBC covering the judge's phone ringing, playing "God Bless the USA," saying, "Oh, that's the same thing that was played at Trump rallies, so he must be a Trump supporter." I know a lot of people that play "God Bless the USA" but aren't Trump supporters. So you're gonna sit there and tell me because of a song he's biased? Well, the entire thing that MSNBC or ABC or one of them tried doing was saying that he's biased because of a song. Because of a song that is played at a rally.
Song. That would be the equivalent of somebody playing the Russian national anthem.
And then calling them a communist.
Exactly. The Russian Federation isn't the Soviet Union. Their anthems are different.
Exactly.
So how are you going to say this about a man's character just because of something entirely different?
Yeah.
You like Russia? You like the Russian national anthem? You're a communist. How dare you?
Or you play Erica version 7, and you get called a Nazi, a neo-Nazi.
You're instantly a Nazi.
Yeah.
You're mini Adolf, man.
Yeah. It's stupid. But we're gonna continue with this Heather Williams. We're gonna continue listening to what she has to say. I'm gonna have to go,
most likely. It's late. I've got tests tomorrow.
All right. What, did he already leave? Wait a minute. What's going on with Discord? Wait a minute. Okay, I just heard random noises.
That's on you. We're all muted.
Yeah, I didn't know what that was for a second there. All right, we're going to continue listening with this.
Become involved in a case in your professional capacity regarding Kyle Rittenhouse, Joseph Rosenbaum, and Anthony Huber?
Yes, I was.
And how did you become involved with that case?
I was assigned to work that laboratory case.
Stop sharing my screen for some reason.
I'd like to show you what is previously marked and admitted as State's Exhibit 28. Do you recognize that?
Yes, I do. I recognize that as the firearm that I analyzed for this specific case. How I recognize that is on the firearm in silver marker. I have indicated that laboratory case number associated with the case, the item designation of that item, my initials, and the date that that was examined.
So is it my understanding that you would have actually examined this exact firearm and fired it?
Correct, yes.
Okay. I think that's good. Thank you. So what do you use to test fire it with?
We're going to use ammunition that is part of our reference collection. When we choose the ammunition for our test fires, we try to choose it as close to the fired evidence that's submitted to that case.
what is a cartridge?
A cartridge is unfired ammunition that's going to consist of 4 components. You'll have the actual cartridge case, you'll have the primer, you'll have the propellant or gunpowder, and then you have the projectile or bullet.
Okay, so right there, the only thing that she indefinitely got right is that there are 4 parts to it. It is not called a cartridge. It is not called a cartridge case. It is called a bullet. The entire thing itself is the bullet. There are four parts to a bullet: the primer, casing, and the propellant and the projectile. The projectile can consist of a solid ballpoint round to a hollow point full metal jacket, anything. Green tip, red tip, tracer, anything. Powder can consist of smokeless black powder, smoked black powder, other powders that are commonly used in making guns. The primer and the casing. So right there, she got that wrong. That's why I don't really trust what she's saying so much on what it actually is. So we're going to continue watching this.
So what is a cartridge case?
A cartridge case is a portion of a fired cartridge that is left over after it's been fired in a firearm. You may have commonly heard it referred to as brass.
Now, I have never heard it referred to as brass after being spent, but after being polished and restored back to condition to be reloaded, I've heard it referred to as brass. After it is spent, I consider that a casing, and a lot of other people consider that a shell casing. That is a spent bullet casing that consists of still holding the primer and no powder. So it is just the casing in the primer that is left over, a spent primer.
And how do you determine if cartridge cases were fired in the same firearm?
You're going to look at markings that are transferred onto the fired cartridge cases during the firing process. Those are the markings that we look at to determine if they were or were not fired in the same firearm. And then instances when we have a firearm, we're able to determine if they were or were not fired in a specific firearm.
Okay, so what she means by that is after you fire a bullet, if you take the casing and you look at the back of it at the primer, you will see a strike mark from the firing pin hitting into the back of it. That is something that can be traced with a specific gun. Any gun that is used in a shooting is not going to have the same striking pattern as another gun. Very well could, but it is very rare that happens. And basically, that is the only thing that is left behind as a marking.
So what's the difference between a cartridge and a bullet?
A cartridge, like I said, is going to be the full unfired ammunition. So it's going to be those 4 components. A bullet is just one of those 4 components. So it's the projectile portion that you'll see on an unfired cartridge.
So what is a fired bullet?
A fired bullet is going to be the bullet that is expelled through the barrel of a firearm. It's going to have impressions that are going to be left on that from the rifling or that spiral pattern that's going to be within that bore of the barrel.
Okay, so right then and there, right there, she just listed 2 things that do not comply with each other: boring and rifling. Boring is what we use on our modern day MBTs, our main battle tanks that we use nowadays in the military, have something called a smooth bore cannon. There is no rifling to it in its spin. There is nothing to sit there and spin it to give it more distance and more of a penetrating power. Rifling does not leave back grooves on it. Those grooves on the bullet are there for a reason, and that's to guide it into the rifling. Same as torpedo tubes have a guide rail on the inside to guide the torpedo outside of the torpedo tube. Bullets do not just, without guide rails, without having anything to guide it, it would just go down the barrel. It would just go down the barrel without spinning. You need something to guide it, to spin it, so it gets spin to it. It's not just going to spin on its own. It's impossible.
So how can you determine if bullets were fired in the same firearm?
You're going to look at those rifling impressions that are left on a fired bullet from the barrel that it's been fired through.
Is your crime lab accredited?
Yes, we are.
And who accredits your crime lab?
We are accredited through ANAB, ANAB. It stands for the American National Association Standards National Accreditation Board.
And are there any quality controls or procedures that are used, particularly in your discipline at your crime lab?
Yes, in the firearms section, we have a 3-step quality control procedure. The first step is called the verification process. This is when any type of identification, elimination, or inconclusive results of fired evidence is then looked at by a second qualified examiner in the section. Once that verification process has been completed, there is then a peer review process in which all notes and reports are looked at to make sure everything's clear, complete, and accurate. That last step is going to be administrative review. That is going to be when a supervisor will once again go through all reports and notes to make sure everything is clear, complete, and accurate before the report is submitted to the submitting agency.
LTO is marked as State Exhibit 72. Do you recognize that?
I do. This is the report that I issued for this specific case. I know that based upon the laboratory case.
Okay, no, that I watched a few more minutes before that. That's the only thing that I watched was up to when they started basically talking about guns. Now, do any of you in the call right now have anything else to add? Cody,
Oh, now I can hear you. What happened?
It
I
stopped
couldn't hear
sharing
you
my screen.
for years.
I don't know why it just stopped sharing my screen. Fuck.
Yeah, I said that like an hour ago.
I didn't hear you.
Yeah, because you got kicked from the server pretty much. Because we didn't hear you. Everybody just dipped.
All right then. I guess I'll just end the live. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Why you gonna end the live, bro? Just chill on it.
Well, because that was the entire reason of doing that. Of doing this live was so then I can get other people in here talking. Right now, I think for right now, I'm probably just gonna stick to going back to doing vlogs. Do a vlog tomorrow.
You stream so fucking late. That's why.
Yeah, because I don't really have the time during the day. Because that's whenever I'm up and I'm about doing stuff. I'm not just sitting down in one spot. Like right now, I'm just sitting down in one spot. I have the ability to talk.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just gonna hear you guys. Thank you for coming. Thank you for viewing. Yeah, keep it freaking hillbilly.